And there was a very significant comment from Paul Kagame from Rwanda, who talked about the importance of the Chinese intervention and had some fairly harsh things to say about the Europeans.
Yes, I mean, he basically said the Europeans, the European hypocrisy is just unbelievable. They preach things they don't practice themselves. They think so greatly of themselves that they think the other countries in the world can only learn from them. But then he said, look at the European model. Is democracy working there? It is obviously not. It's falling apart. And he basically said, if the Europeans want to do something really about the migration problem, then they should invest. They should treat Africa as equal partners. They should invest in infrastructure, in the education of young people, and not basically come with sermons. So I think that Kagame, who has a long history, basically, has obviously undertaken a big change for his country. I mean, many African leaders are now not taking this arrogance by the West any longer. And given the fact that China has successfully changed the character and the dynamic in many African countries, like the Horn of Africa countries, or many other countries which have seen railway building, industrial parks. For example, Uganda, China has just built 22 new industrial parks, hydropower. So that whole change has given many of these countries and their leader a completely new self-confidence, where they demand to be treated as equal partners and not any longer live, as Kagame says, accept the, quote, generosity of the Europeans, who, after all, are mostly the former colonial masters and have not learned to shed that attitude. So I think there is a new spirit in the world, the new Silk Road spirit, and I think it's a good period. The Western media don't report that to the population, so therefore they don't know. But there are ways of finding out about it. First of all, it's this channel. The Schiller Institute is trying to make these developments known, but there are also other sources you can find out about it. You can read the African media, for example. African newspapers are much more interesting than most mainstream, for sure, are more interesting than Western mainstream media. And because of the internet, they are quite accessible. So take the effort and look at them.